a deep episode, you know.
Yeah,
Ooh, it was everywhere.
we got a little heavy with this one.
Yeah, I don't know if
Aliens and God.
I don't
Which
know
one is more real? Say no.
Yeah, please, no
No,
flags.
no.
Started off
Please.
with the NBA though.
Please.
No, we ain't even getting to the NBA on the actual pod. We talking about that pre-pod. That was
Yeah,
pre-pod.
we gonna have to talk about that next time, man.
All right, here we go. Yo. Welcome back to the Lum LaL show. I'm your host, Lal.
And it's your boy, Pharaoh Lum.
This is your weekly injection of introspection, man. And this week has been an interesting week. It's been a good week.
Very good week.
What happened to me this week? Well, actually, some wild shit happened to me this week that I'm not even going to say on camera. But it was a relief.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it was a relief.
I know what you're talking about. I'm happy.
Man.
I'm happy to, you know what I'm saying, I went through and everything.
Yeah, that was a relief.
I'm cold-blooded for that. Y'all cold-blooded for that.
No, we're not gonna. I'm gonna double back. I'm gonna double back and talk about it. Maybe like maybe in a couple months I'll double back and talk about it. But it's so fresh right now.
Yeah, I got you.
Man.
It's so fresh.
I got you.
Prayers to all parties involved.
I got
Prayers,
you. If
prayers.
you know, you know.
If you know,
If
you know.
you know.
Prayers
I
to
will
all
say
parties
this week.
involved, man.
I've been getting in the gun range a lot more, and not the gun range. I've been doing gun training. Did I talk about that last time?
Yeah,
Nah.
you did.
Did you talk about that?
I don't remember. I've been getting this gun training in, and once again, bro. Even if I did, bro, if you one of the people that walk around with a pistol on you, and you not efficient with how you use it, how you draw it, what are you doing?
Yeah, that's most of y'all.
What are
Especially
you
if you
doing?
take pictures online with your gun dangling like this, y'all dangly gun niggas. I
What
hate
are you
y'all.
doing?
I'm gonna say that every time. I hate you. Stop.
I
holding
think
your
that
guns
if
like
you
this.
use any tools to any degree that can be stated to be often,
Yeah.
or if you not even use, if you carry a tool on you to any degree that can be stated to be often, whether it's a firearm, whether it is a fucking monkey wrench, and you're not efficient with how you use it, and what you don't know how and when and where you can use it, then what are you doing?
Yeah.
It's the same thing as like you buy a power tool. Like, okay, you want to build a bench for the crib. Cool, we buy a power tool. You better hop on YouTube. You know what I mean? You better, like, even if you know what you're doing, always take that extra step.
Yeah.
And I've been going to gun training, man, and there's like 3 little adjustments that I made, bro. I shot 90 rounds the other day. I only missed 6 shots, bro. Yeah, like it was up, bro.
Yeah.
It was up, bro.
So you made
I'm feeling John Wickish.
No,
I'm
you need
feeling
to.
John Wickish.
I feel like
I keep telling you,
yeah,
I
no,
shot
for
90
real.
rounds
And missed 6.
and only missed 6 shots.
Nah, bro, you need to be like that
yeah,
nowadays.
bro.
Cause I was telling my mom, I'm like, it's so weird. Little experiences that like I had that like or not central to me, but are central, unfortunately, to like growing up in the hood and growing up in the ghetto and shit. It's like I had real issues with niggas that involved guns when I was a kid. Like
nice.
real trauma, like you know what I'm saying, like from people really out telling me like, yo, I'm gonna get you, I'm gonna do something to you from the time you're like 13 to like 19. I really beefed with people and shit.
Somebody
And so-
saying I'm going to get you is so crazy.
Yeah, like
Because they really be
they
meaning
really
that,
like yeah, I'm gonna kill you. I had a nigga tell me in front of my mom he was gonna kill me. You know what I'm saying? To me, that was wow. Even then, I'm like, damn, my mom here.
I had a nigga tell me he was going to kill me,
Like,
but me and my
come
cousin
on
had
here.
these big-ass kitchen knives.
Yeah.
We was ready for this nigga. We
Yeah.
was going to catch a body. You feel
You
me?
got to.
We was ready to catch one.
But that's the mental
But
you
you
be.
knew what's up there.
But I feel like that common drama that like, you know, a lot of us have from going through those experiences now are shared with like the mass populace a little bit more than like it used to be because of the mass shootings and shit. Like even when I was coming up in school, we had school shootings in Westinghouse. And niggas who went to Westinghouse from 2004 to like 2010, even before that, know what I'm talking about. Like niggas got shot around school, drug into school, niggas got shot after school, and multiple times a week, shots were going up. People weren't always getting hit, but people would walk out. It was in the middle of the hood, so shots would go up. And I felt like that was a unique experience to me because it's like, damn, I've just been surrounded by guns my whole life. I've been threatened by guns. My friends have guns. I had to carry a gun. But my first time carrying a gun, I was like 14, and I didn't even want it. I just knew, like, literally, I was old enough to realize, okay, my life was maybe in danger a little bit if people were telling me.
Man, first time I
You know what I'm
carried a
saying?
banger on me, bro, I was so sloppy with it.
Yeah, bro, I was horrible.
I had a little 38.
Horrible.
I had Chill's 38. RP Chill, bro.
RP Chill. Love you, bro.
Chill.
I miss
love
that
you,
nigga,
swear to
man.
God, bro.
RP Chill.
RP Chill. Shout out to Chan, bro. Love you, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Hope you doing good.
Definitely shout out to Chan.
Man, Chill gave me his 38 to go up East Hills. I was dealing with this girl who was living up East Hills.
Yeah.
And her mom loved the hood, bro. She would move from hood to hood. She moved from Rebecca. We talking 2003 Rebecca, Wilkinsburg.
Yeah.
She moved from Rebecca to East Hills, like on the drive.
Yeah.
To in Larmer, and I'm like stop playing with me. Like
Yeah.
I can't even date this girl anymore. I keep
You
popping up at every
just going to every hood.
others hoods. But no, I went up East Hills and I was like, yeah, bro, I'm about to go up Shorty's crib. He was like, yo, are you going up there, bro? You got a tool on you? It's like, no, because the only one I really had around was a shotty, and like I'm not traveling with no shotgun at the time because it was just like.
That's funny. I knew people who used to travel
Like
with
I
shotguns.
know people who knew used to travel with the shotgun too.
And they
But for me, it was just like for me, it was a little crazy for me, and it wasn't really mine.
No, it's real
bro.
crazy.
It was the
crazy
squads. Like
don't travel
and
with a shotgun, fam. That's insane.
everybody that had a handgun that I knew was like. Everybody had a handgun. I knew it was like they handgun. Like it was day one. It was they travel pack.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like, yeah, you can have this. You can hold this.
Yeah.
But Chill had, a couple things. And he was like, yo, bro, take this. And I had that thing in my pocket. And I just remember like I was about to pull out as soon as I got up there on somebody. Because you know how East Hills used to be, man.
Who that? No, you know how Pittsburgh, when the East Side used to be in the early 2000s.
There was 300 people walking up the street.
Who that? Where you from? Who that?
Red flags everywhere.
They gonna who that you down. Don't answer. You just gotta keep on walking. Hope they
Don't
get bored.
answer. Don't answer. You can't hear nothing.
Don't answer. Don't be dumb enough to turn around. I remember I was one of them dummies.
Only thing you gotta listen for, like when you keep walking, is once you hear that, now you got either
get it moving or
now
up
you
it.
either got
Get it moving or up. You got it, up it. If you don't, get it moving.
you
Boy.
either up it or keep it or expressway that thing
Yes.
to wherever you going.
Yes,
bro.
a little bit of both if you want a combo.
Nah,
Bow,
man.
Just keep running.
But
For real.
yeah, I've been doing a gun training, bro, and I suggest every man do gun training, even if I think that every adult male should have at least one firearm.
No,
and
yeah.
I know a lot of people was like, but I'm like,
absolutely.
for me, I think you should.
That got into what I was talking about with the trauma, is that like the experiences that like we had growing up and like to get it, a lot of us share is like almost a common experience with all these mass shootings and different shit. I feel like, if you're one of them kids that survived the school and like your homie got hit in the school when you're like in third grade, your trauma's probably worse than mine. You know what I mean? Like I said, I went through my fair share of trauma and battles and little mini wars with people and shit like that. You know what I mean? Being in the street and just being a victim of circumstance. Not even because I was just out there. I'm not trying to say it like, oh yeah, I was just out in the street. No, I'm out playing basketball and shit. I'm out hanging with my friends. Things happen when you're in environments. You get tangled up in situations and all of a sudden you got to gain a mentality to survive. That's why I don't really be that hard on people when people be like, I try not to judge young dudes when they be acting a certain type of way, because I've been that young dude in a situation like, yo, niggas are trying to kill me. So I don't give a fuck what you're talking about right now as far as trying to get my shit together. You know what I'm saying? I got to go back to what I got to go back to. So at that point in time, all that positive shit didn't mean nothing to me. You know what I mean? It meant nothing to me. My life meant something to me. Being around for my mom meant something to me. And I feel like a lot of that trauma is like, people are starting to realize that everyday fear where we hear these politicians, oh yeah, gun laws, da-da-da-da. I'm like, nigga, we've been feeling like that our whole fucking lives. And I feel like America's just now starting to catch up feeling like that. We've been feeling like that our whole lives. I've been feeling like, yo, if I don't have a gun when I'm in certain places, I feel crazy.
I'm not going.
What am I doing here? Never in my life have I
y'all
woke
gonna
up
be where the
and
party
said,
at?
Yo,
oh yeah.
Never in my life have I woke up and said, yo, I want to
Nah.
shoot somebody. Yo, I need to have.
Yeah,
but I promise
it's
you.
not like that. It's just
but I promise you, I
it's
felt
the sword
naked
of the
without a
day.
gun. Yeah,
It's the sword of the day.
It's the sword of the day. And I feel like now
the
it's
sword
like,
of the day.
now y'all
You
feel,
need to know how to
now y'all
handle
see
it,
the
that's all.
hyper fear of guns. Now y'all know what it's like to be out somewhere and be like, oh, somebody could just pull out. Because all the events we used to go to, that was always a situation. When I went to the regatta or I went to the party or went to a Homewood picnic at fucking Kennywood, I can't take my little brother.
Yeah.
I had to tell my mom, yo, this nigga can't. I need niggas there who can defend themselves in case it goes up. Because I knew in an environment, and it's a shame to say, but I knew just growing up where we're at, if it's young and it's black, it may not last because it's gonna get shot up.
Let me segue. And that is why this, for some people, this is gonna make sense. For some people, it's not. That's why I love Atlanta.
Yeah.
No, Atlanta got a lot of violence for sure.
Yeah.
Got a lot of violence. But one thing I enjoy about Atlanta is that it has every type of black person.
Yeah.
There are places and events in Atlanta that you can go to full of black people and never once feel like you might have to defend yourself.
Yeah.
You know how rare that is?
Yeah.
You know, but like,
It's very
like
rare.
think about just in the area that we at, and somebody say, "Oh, there's this joint going on," and you pull up and there's 75 black people.
Yeah.
In this city, I do feel like a 75 black people event is rare to feel like you might not have to get into.
You might not have to get into something. There's
It's
literally
rare.
been, and to be honest, there's different sides of the city.
every time.
In some sides, you feel like that more so than others. But I will say, like, out of most, bro, I've probably been to like 100 venues between the venues that have changed ownership in this city and shit. Probably 3 of them, one of them counting ours, was ones that I actually went to and was like, yo, I feel safe in here.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm probably not gonna have to. But even then,
But
in the
that's
back
why
of my
that's what
mind,
I'm saying. Like when
you
you
know.
go to the A, and I'm just appreciating this now. I've been so many times. Of course, I used to lay down there all that shit.
Yeah.
But I didn't appreciate the things that are important to me now. Then they didn't matter to me then,
Yeah.
and they matter to me now.
Yeah.
And the fact that there's a lot of hood shit. Yeah, there's a lot of hood shit. There's a lot of motherfuckers doing a lot of wild shit in the A for sure.
Yeah.
But there's also spaces that you can't find in other places where it's mad black people and the vibe is beautiful.
Yeah.
And there's no violence, and you can communicate with black men in agreement or not in agreement, violence free.
Yeah.
That's not extremely common. You know what I mean? Unfortunately.
I think it's the numbers in the ownership that they feel and the pride that they have being from Atlanta too as well. There's no pride.
There's a lot of people down there that's not from Atlanta. Too.
I mean, yeah, but even just the people who are running the city, people who have roots in the city, and a lot of the people down there who have businesses and shit. Like, there's no place in America that black people take pride in being from, like when they're from Atlanta. There's just not any place like it. New York's probably a close one.
I mean, New York
but when you're talking about
for sure.
when you're talking about pridefulness, when you're talking about black ownership, they're not close. New York is a white city with black people. It is just how it is.
Facts.
Atlanta is largely considered a black city. The pride that they have and it's not even just that you'll find every type of black person. Because I'll be frank, as many problems as we got, like you find every type of black person here in Pittsburgh. It's the abundance.
It's the abundance.
It's the abundance.
Because you can find every type of black
person
person in every city.
Yeah.
It's just the balance.
It's
the balance. I
It-
feel like
it's
is
the
a
numbers,
little more.
the abundance, the ownership. Like you go to
Yeah.
certain places in Atlanta, like literally a lot of the strips and shit. There, like 4, 5, 6, 7 black businesses in a row. I don't know any place in Pittsburgh where there's 5 black businesses in a row. If there is, let me know. I've only been in Atlanta 3, 4 times, and multiple times I went there, I've went to rows in like spots where they're like, oh yeah, my man owned this, and so owned this. Oh yeah, and this rapper opened up this, and I'm like, damn, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this whole block. Black owned. And I'm saying it's like that everywhere, but I just was able to see a couple examples. I don't know any place like that in Pittsburgh where I can be like, yo, this is a black owned business, next door black owned business, the one over there is a black owned business. Like, it's not, you know what I'm saying? I don't know any spot like that. So I feel like the pride and like just the heritage and like the reputation of Atlanta, it carries them. Like, it's the place you want to go. You feel what I'm saying? So when you're living in Atlanta and you're getting in Atlanta and you're from Atlanta and you're a black person in Atlanta and you're a business person, you know niggas is trying to get here. You know, if I build it, they will come. A nigga in motherfucking Milwaukee don't got the same pride.
Yeah, I mean,
you know what
foot
I mean?
traffic. I mean, you got the biggest airport in the country.
Yeah, and
so foot traffic is definitely
foot
higher
traffic,
for sure.
just tourists. You know what I'm saying? Just Atlanta being the spot. That's hot Atlanta. You know what I'm saying?
Speaking of Atlanta, though, how you feel about that Gunna album? I like the Gunna album.
You like the Gunna album?
I liked it.
I ain't gonna lie, man.
I listened to it.
I
wasn't
listened
gonna
to
not listen to it.
I
wasn't gonna not listen to it because at this point we got the hottest rappers in the world that don't write their lyrics. Like we got all type of shit going on. So I'm gonna listen to it. Like I'm gonna listen to it.
And you liked it?
I liked it, and I also am not sure. This is okay. So I'm not sure that the paperwork on this RICO is gonna reflect the video that we seen.
I mean, I definitely feel that, and I feel a lot of people.
I'm not sure. That's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not sure that the paperwork is going to say such and such was arrested in part due to a statement made by Gunna. I don't know that that's going to be the case.
Can I just ask you something real quick?
Yeah.
If you were, and I just want a yes or no answer for real. If you were on trial for something,
Yeah.
and the judge was trying to prove something to put you in jail, and I went up there on the stand and said, what you were trying to prove is true, would you feel betrayed or not? You're on trial
It depends
for
on our
something.
conversation, but I feel like
No,
if
I'm
it was raw,
talking
if it was raw, yeah. If it was raw, yeah. But that's the thing. I don't know. I don't know if Thug and him had conversations. I don't know.
And here's my thing though. Like, I've been in enough street situations to know I don't need to speak to Young Thug. Gunna told. So either you can listen to most people. Either you can listen to the album and not care about that.
But this is the thing. This is my question.
Yeah.
And I'm not even saying this is a statement. This is my question.
Yeah.
Usually when someone gives a statement, they're giving details and not saying yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering what I saw versus what the statements are saying. Yeah. Because there's people that are actually telling that's why they're there.
Yeah.
So are those statements in conjunction with what Gunna said? Because yes, ma'am versus on the 24th of such and such is a very different thing.
I mean, that's true.
That's my question.
No, yeah.
I don't know whether he did or didn't. I'm not saying he did.
To me, I don't even know if it's gonna. I don't even think what he's saying is gonna affect the case at all. But I seen what I seen, and you told when you told. You know what I mean? Well, when that lady asked you that, all you had to do was say, "Here's the definition of not telling, ma'am. I don't know." That's it. You give a couple, ma'am, I don't, but then you go back to jail.
But he pleaded guilty, though, so he was going to have to say yes, ma'am.
And that's my point. With that comes a testimony, and with that comes your freedom. The cops just don't go giving niggas their freedom on RICOs for no reason.
For pleading guilty.
You feel me? They're not just like, hey, Gunna, you're such a good guy. Let me let you out of jail for free.
What did he plead guilty to?
He pleaded guilty to being in conjunction with a crime organization. And when the judge asked him, is YSL an organized crime gang, he said yes. That's literally what his homie is on trial for.
Yeah.
So to me, it's like, if you want to not care that he told, that's all good and dandy. But the nigga is a rat. I don't need Young Thug to come home and tell me nothing. Anything. There's a case. His homie is on trial for something. The judge asked him if that was true.
I do,
he
though.
told.
I do, like, because this is my thing. If me and you is in a RICO, that'll never happen.
Yeah, ever, but you know.
And your lawyer passed, because you know lawyers is talking to clients. Yeah. My lawyer talked to your lawyer talked to me. He's passing messages through lawyers.
Yeah.
If your lawyer tell me Lum has a way to get out of this, he's not going to give any details, but he has to admit that Lum LaL Show is a criminal organization. And if I say, go ahead, bro, get free, and the streets don't know I told you that, I'm not saying that happened. I'm just saying I don't know what niggas is talking about.
I mean, I definitely
don't know what niggas is talking about.
I definitely feel that.
Because niggas lawyers talk. We talking through lawyers.
Absolutely. But I feel like the safe assumption, seeing what we've seen, is to assume that he's a rat. Not that he's not. He went on there and ratted.
I get what you're saying.
Now the proof has to be told that he's not a rat. I feel like niggas will
that's the facts. That's the facts.
You feel me? Like, and that's all I'm saying.
Because to me, I don't.
And that's nothing personal
against him. I'm not saying
that's just what every
is or isn't. I'm honestly saying, I don't fucking know what the full scope is.
Yeah,
so to
me,
it looked weird, but the music was, it was cool.
And I ain't saying I wouldn't listen to the music, but I just be hearing enough people, oh, yeah, you know he didn't listen. Listen, man. The nigga ratted. If you want to listen to him, that's smooth. There's been other niggas who've ratted who I've listened to. But what I don't like is we're not going to start. It's kind of like the Drake thing. Well, he didn't really lose the battle to Pusha T. Hold on.
No, he lost.
Hold on, man.
Whoever said he didn't really lose is a wild person.
And this is why I hate. Listen, when it comes to hip hop and the streets, it's two different things. The street roles are dumb, but they are what they are. The streets aren't supposed to make sense. That's why the fuck you should stay out of them.
That's facts too.
The nigga told battle rolls of the street is not supposed to make sense. But any street nigga is not finna sit up here and be like, well, he told the judge and maybe Thug. No, ain't nobody from the street finna ever say that.
No, but niggas from the street always say, "Let me see the paperwork."
Yeah, but
that's what I'm saying.
Not when a nigga
the paperwork don't match up.
Listen, not when a nigga is on the stand. They say, "Let me see the paperwork" when someone's accused. Not when you have a video. we got a video.
No, but that's the thing though. Like
we don't need paperwork when you have a video, bro.
But that my question has always been, what do we have a video of?
We have a video of him admitting to the crimes that the judge and the prosecutor are trying to lock his friend up for.
No, they don't, because YSL being a criminal organization does not equal anyone being it doesn't equal anyone being guilty of the specific crimes that they're being charged of.
I mean, that's a way to flip
you get
it.
What I'm saying?
I understand what you're saying, but what I'm trying to say is we have a man who was in jail for a RICO, right? He's free. Let's just be logical. Do you think the cops just like this music?
No.
You know what I mean?
No.
You don't get out of jail
I'm not saying that he didn't snitch.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
What I'm saying is that we don't know exactly what we were seeing, and everyone is pretending like they do.
No, but
that's the weird part for me.
I definitely agree.
We watched him take a plea deal.
Yeah.
We don't know what the repercussions of his plea deal are on the actual case. That's why I was like, I don't know if he snitched.
I mean,
I don't know.
I definitely feel you, but
because of that plea deal.
All I'm saying is, if you do crimes, I wouldn't be around Gunna anymore.
Yeah, but if I was Gunna,
if you believe, that's cool. If you do any crimes,
no, that's facts.
I would not.
If
be
I
around
was Gunna,
anymore.
if I was Gunna, I would be interested in dropping the names of the niggas that's actually telling.
No, because you know,
if you on my top,
no,
then you need to be on Jarrell's top.
No,
because Jarrell was on the phone with the, you know what I mean? Like, y'all gotta be on.
But here's the thing, though.
Like,
He think these
shit.
niggas think they know the line's so blurred now that these niggas think they can keep 1 foot in and 1 foot out. Like, oh, I actually didn't say no names and shit. And that nigga mind, he know there's niggas out there who gonna defend him and shit. So in his mind, he's working it up. He put a whole album out about, I don't care, and you hanging with a snitch too, and your man. Like, fam, if I killed a nigga, what difference does it make if that nigga killed a nigga too? If I robbed the bank, am I supposed to bring up, like, you still snitching? Like, you on tracks like, oh, yeah, and you and your man snitched. Like, you still pointing niggas out on music and shit. Mm-hmm. And to me, it's just like, I definitely feel it. And maybe it's just because I never was the biggest Gunna fan in the first place. Mm-hmm. But to me, it's just like I like his music, and I feel like he should still be able to make it. But I don't want to hear about the nigga not snitching. He told, we can move on from it and accept him if y'all want. But chill with the whole.
Again, I've never said that he did not snitch. Or that he did snitch. My whole question has been, can I please get more information? So whenever someone has more information, drop the videos because I would like more information. Yeah. But that brings me to a good question. Yeah. What 6ix9ine did was 1,000% snitching. Oh, yeah, for sure. But I also always felt like, what did you expect him to do after you fucked this girl?
Oh yeah, he was going to snitch on y'all for sure.
Like after you smashed his girl, did you think he was going to hold it down?
Oh yeah, for sure. You think,
he was going to look out?
You think he was going? I understand. Listen, I definitely understand.
You smashed his. Oh, he was like, oh yeah, and like so. I thought he was going to snitch as soon as the shit popped off. Like that.
No, I definitely didn't really believe the hype with him, but I definitely liked the music. Niggas was mad. He reminded me of like a little Puerto Rican rainbow head DMX a little bit sometimes. Yeah. Niggas running at that mouth, but they better pop out. I got that drop in the spot. Everybody watch it. That shit was kind of tough when it came out. Until I was telling shit, and I'm just like, because to me it's a moral thing. I'm not really one of them, street code niggas. But to me, if you got a homie and you and your homie,
the streets don't really have a code, to be honest. I mean, we try to act like it does.
Fuck the streets. I'm talking about a friend code. If you have a homie and you or y'all are doing fucking crimes together and it's financing y'all life, and you're the type of nigga who can't hold your water when you knew what you were risking, you're not the type of nigga I want to be around. I'm not doing no crimes, so Lum's not going to be caught.
But that's what I'm interested in knowing too, because I don't feel like this is pure speculation. Yeah. I feel like Gunna got released. If there's two reasons why he could have got released, because he gave it up, or because they don't have evidence of him actually committing a crime other than just being associated with a crime syndicate.
Well, bro, if that was true, he would have never had to say anything on the stand. They would have just let him go. When you don't have evidence of a crime, you don't roll them into the courtroom and have them make a confession.
That's not true, because people take plea deals every day because they're scared of what could be. If if I know I didn't commit a crime, but you telling me I'm gonna get your ass, I did it. Niggas did it. Yeah, it happens every day.
Yeah, but that's two different things, bro. Him taking a plea deal. No, him taking a plea deal on the stand to get out and him getting released because they have no evidence are two different things. So if he was getting released because they didn't have no evidence,
no. I'm not saying get released because they get no evidence. Oh, yeah. I'm saying that they didn't have. I'm speculating. I'm saying perhaps they didn't have enough evidence to get him the way they wanted to, but they were still going to go for his neck unless he took the plea deal.
Let me make this clear. I don't think Gunna did a fucking crime.
That's what I'm saying.
Let me say this right now.
I don't think
Gunna did anything.
When he took the plea deal because it was the only way he was going to get out.
I think Gunna maybe took a couple pills, fucked a couple of girls, maybe had a pistol or two. I don't think Gunna did anything near what Young Thug did. But at the same time, he's like a lot of other rappers. You know what I mean? I was just reading Jeezy's book of how one point in time, Jeezy was Gunna. Not snitching, but the nigga who was around mad niggas with drugs and crimes, and he was sitting wondering about the time that he was gonna have to do when niggas would came for him. Same situation. You're done doing crimes. You're rapping. You're the straight and narrow in the clique. Indictment comes. Yeah. If that nigga would have did what he did, I never would. I love Jeezy. I never would even spoke of him no more because it's so against everything you say. To me, it's not even. To me, it's not even about you got to keep these hood principles. It's just like nah, nigga. This is against everything you say. Even Gunna talk about that whole take it to trial. No, you're not taking it to trial. You're taking the plea deal. Yeah. So to me, it's a whole bunch of. If you're not about that, don't rap about that shit all the time. Like to me, it's not even nothing fly to rap about. You see what happens to your boy.
If a nigga got you hung up in a RICO And yet, and your lawyer is like, yo, they don't have enough evidence on you, but do you want to take it to trial?
No,
you can take it to trial and fight for your freedom, or you can take the plea deal and get out.
And see that's what I'm speculating, and that's what I'm really sure of. He wasn't about to hold his water. He was already in jail for 6 months. He's not taking nothing to trial. That's why that plea deal came up. He wanted to go
sat down
home
for another year and a half.
They could, bro, Thug is still. They could have kept him in for nothing. So I'm not saying I'm not saying that, like, it makes sense.
Sat
Like
in there for 2 years with no trial.
Yeah, and the street shit don't make sense. Does it make sense for Gunna to sit in jail for a motherfucking crime that he didn't commit for 6 years?
In the streets, yes. In the streets, yes.
In the streets, it makes perfect sense.
In the streets, you're supposed to sit down for 3 years with no trial to keep your mouth shut. And that's why the streets be crazy sometimes, because they be like, I get the thing about the streets that bother me is they ask you to be admirable when it is not in your favor. Yeah. When it is in your favor to be admirable, you's a bitch. Yeah. But when it ain't in your favor to be admirable, the streets is like, you better be admirable. Yeah. So it's like a weird, it's a weird thing.
Man, bottom line, stay out the streets if you can't hold your water.
That part
man.
too.
Don't be online saying gang sign when you know your boy is getting niggas clapped, which I'm sure you know. Pause. When you know your boy, you know what I'm saying? I had to pause that one. When you know your boy's putting hits out on people, when you know your boy is doing extra shit, when you know there's no way this nigga didn't know they weren't beefing with YFN. There's no way this nigga wasn't aware of that. So to me, the fact that you knew all this shit and went to and you were fine eating off it, right? You were fine driving the Benzes with the YSL money. When Thug and his image and all the shit he was doing in the music, you were fine reaping the benefits of everything that came from the good side of being this nigga's friend. He made you rich.
Well, I'm not gonna
he made
say
you a
that.
star. He made you a household name. And now when shit hits the fan, you're not able to hold the water. You know what that tells me? You needed to get the fuck away from that nigga.
I'm not going to say, well,
or figure out how to hold
but based
water.
off of, well, let's get off of the Gunna shit in a second. Yeah. But I do want to say, based off of the shit that Thug has said about Gunna in the past, it never sounded like Gunna sat around and was a leechy, let me catch the water droplets as they fall off.
He made his own, but my whole thing is like, there's nothing. I'm gonna put it this way, and I'm not no extra tough nigga. If a nigga did for me, listen, if this nigga go down for anything, I don't have nothing to say. Yeah. Nigga, I don't fucking know what time it is, nigga.
That's true, but
when was
we
I
have
born?
that bond, though.
I have no clue when I was born. Where am I from? Nigga, sir, I can't tell. I don't know nothing.
First of all, quick tip.
I'm blind.
Quick
That's
tip.
why I got these glasses on. That's what I'm saying.
Quick tip.
Listen,
if you don't want to say anything to law enforcement, you do better to not say anything than to answer questions with a I don't. Don't even say I don't know. Just say evidence. Absolutely nothing.
Y'all be telling on yourself.
It's gonna be awkward. They're gonna yell. They're gonna be banging on the desk. Somebody might put their hands on you. But you'd be better off saying absolutely nothing than even saying like I don't know.
Just something to keep in mind.
I'm not aware. Just
something to keep in mind. People who usually have all the
maybe
information.
I should have gave that tip.
No, listen.
That's a quick.
You should definitely.
No. Listen. One last thing.
That's a tip.
People who have all the information they need usually won't accost you for more information,
and they won't ask you much questions.
If they don't,
they're going to present you with damning evidence.
I promise you.
And
if the cops got you, if the cops got you, they walking in that room and they gonna act like they don't for about 2.5 seconds till you deny that shit. And then they gonna be like, so this wasn't you by the ATM.
Exactly. They're gonna present you with the damning evidence.
You know your boy, your friend Ryan told me that he's seen you down. If they don't have it, they're not. If they got you, they got you. They're not sitting there trying to convince you they got you for 2 hours. Like, he got you, you might as well admit it.
And what was your lady off the first 48 though? She would get him every time.
Man, first 48 was hilarious because they were always. The first 48 proved to all of America who was paying attention that if you go in there and don't say a motherfucking word,
you can get off, fam.
Why are you talking?
You can get off.
I'm not even saying I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not even saying I'm not aware of.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I wasn't there.
Yeah.
I'm not saying who is that. I'm saying
that was gladiator school right there. You know what I'm saying?
The cops are coming there lying, bro. They coming there like, we already know. Yeah. We have multiple witnesses. Them niggas being like, do you got it? Do you got a cigarette? Do you got a cigarette for me? I need a cigarette. You know, I didn't exactly see him shoot him, but I heard the shot, and I turned around as soon as the shot. Yo,
that was the ones. Those are the
ones. Them niggas be down there the whole time.
Those are the ones that got to go home right there.
No, yes,
that's the move. That's the move.
You know they told when they got the food in there and stuff.
Oh, the McDonald's, bro. As soon as the McDonald's come in, as soon as they like, man, I'm just hungry. I just can't think. You want some McDonald's, Ty? Get Ty some McDonald's. Get my friend Ty some McDonald's. It's all right, Ty. We're gonna talk to you, man.
My friend.
Get my friend Ty some McDonald's.
The thing that hurt my heart,
Like-
and I was young, immediately, I got snitched on one time. But it did not lead to an arrest. Thank God. It was the dumbest shit in the world. But immediately I understood from that moment and every other moment that involved the law enforcement that the biggest thing that hurts my heart is when people hear this phrase and they believe it. When you hear a law enforcement person say, "Let me help you." Let me help
oh my
you.
God. Let me help you. I don't need any
Let
help.
me help
I mean,
you.
yeah, I'm actually fine. I don't need any help. You
No,
let me go.
Let us help you. I'm here for you. I'm trying to help you.
Oh my God.
I'm trying to help you get this story straight. I'm trying to help
Yes.
you get out of this, Ty.
Yes.
I need you to help us help you.
Yes.
Fuck you.
You know your mom's worried about you, Ty. You don't want to go home? I know you want to sleep in your own bed tonight, man.
And guess
know
what,
you wanna
Ty?
sleep in your own
If you
bed
say
tonight.
anything, you'll never see that bed again.
Yeah, never again.
You'll never see
again.
that bed again.
Meanwhile, they don't know shit, Ty. They don't know nothing. You just fucking told them everything, Ty.
Let,
You just
let-
fucking
let
told
me
him.
help you is the biggest condescending piece of shit that a law enforcement person will ever tell you.
How do they
Let me help
Let
you.
me help you.
Hey, you ever see when the cops like when the suspect put his head down, shake the cop's hand?
Yeah.
They saying like,
Yeah.
"Let me help you," and he goes with it. He puts his head.
He's like,
down,
"All right,
shakes
man."
his head, yeah.
Yeah.
Come on, man. You right.
And then after you get done spilling your beans, they're like, yeah, all right, yeah, we're gonna cuff you, we're gonna take you to the holding
Yeah.
cell.
You're going to jail for the rest of your life. I'm happy
it's
we
not
could
looking
assist
great, Ty, but you did a good thing here
you.
today.
You did a good thing.
Fuck
You should feel good about yourself, you know? You told the truth,
you.
and you were honest with us, and you have 38 years in prison, and everything is going to be fine. I'm like, no. Eat a Frank.
Eat a Frank.
Hey, Officer
You
Frank.
fucking
eat a
glizzy
Frank.
gobbler, Officer Glizzy Gobbler.
Fucking-
No, but how you feel about the Nas album though?
I love it.
It's a great segment.
I
You
love
love
it.
it?
I love it. I finished
ain't gonna
it.
lie, bro.
I love it. I got
I-
some fucking Bokeem. I was scared. The first two songs, I was scared. That's what I want to talk about.
Okay,
before.
okay.
I was scared.
Okay.
I heard the 50 feature, and
the
I
first
hyped
three
it up in
songs-
my head, and I got very, very scared. I was like, damn.
The first 3 or 4 songs demoralized me, bro. I didn't
Yeah.
make it. I didn't make it past that.
Yeah, it was
I
tough.
have to finish. And the reason why they demoralized me is because what I heard was this is the thing about legends.
Yeah.
And people will convince you as a legend in music because of the money, because of the business, because of the industry that you need to keep up with the sound, with the time. But this is the thing I'm telling you. Of course, I'm not a necessarily legend in a large industry of music to know these certain things, but I'm a consumer.
Yeah.
And that does mean something because my dollars go towards sustaining these industries.
Yeah.
As a consumer, I think that people forget that you're a legendary brand.
Mm-hmm.
Louis Vuitton didn't become Louis Vuitton from copying fucking Fashion Nova.
Yeah.
They stick to their guns. They stick to their leather bags. They stick to their labels. They stick to their guns. All these labels that are legendary, all these brands are legendary because they have a thing that they do very well and they stick to their guns. Now, when we translate that to music, our legends, I don't like hearing our legends try new shit that is so far outside of sounding like them. And this is the thing. You can try new shit if it sound good. Kanye has been a bunch of different niggas.
Yeah.
And I would say Kanye shooting, like, to be honest, like 60-70% from the field.
Yeah.
I don't love all of his shit, but a lot of his shit is just like, I can't lie as hard.
Yeah, probably 70.
And he's tried new shit.
Probably 70.
Not everyone that tries new shit is going to, you know what I mean? Those first 4 songs hurt me because I felt like I was hearing Nas rap like Quavo, and I couldn't take it.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, bro.
I'm gonna get through the rest of it.
You gotta get.
But
I
the first
promise
4
you.
songs
Once
really
you get to,
scared me, bro.
I promise you. Once you get to Motion, once you get to Bokeem Woodbine, and once you get to Irvin Magic Johnson, you will lose that feeling.
All right,
I'm
I'm gonna dive back in.
Track two, I had to pause.
Scared me, bro.
Track 2
Scared me.
had me like, yo. If
Scared
I would
me.
have had 50's number, I would have just called. And I know that's probably that nigga will see me in the mall if I call and talk shit. But if I'd have had his number, I'm like, yo, fam, you do realize that you're from Queens, right? I just wanted to make sure. And this is a Nas song, and you knew that you were getting on a fucking Nas song. Okay, it didn't fucking sound like you knew. because I was excited. It didn't fucking sound like you knew from you or Nas. And to me, it's like,
that hurt me.
It hurt me.
That hurt me.
The Nas 50 Cent
It
joint?
hurt me. It hurt
You
me
wait
as
for that.
it hurt me as a consumer, bro.
It hurt me as a childhood
It hurt me
fan
as
of
a
fucking
consumer,
hip hop.
bro.
It hurt me as a fucking childhood fan of hip hop. If you tell me that, oh yeah, what if Kobe Bryant and fucking
What if Nas and 50
Vince
Cent
Carter
got
would have been on
a
the same
song
team,
with-
I would have told you, yo, that would have been great. I want to see that shit. And to me, that's what it was like. It's like, yo, this is like,
No, like that literally feels like 2-on-2 Vince Carter and Allen Iverson are on a team. Prime.
Yes.
Vince Carter and Allen
Yes.
Iverson on the team.
And it's like they
That's
both
what
went
I'm
out there
expecting
and
from
scored
Nas
3
and
points.
Fifth on the
Yes.
fucking song. And
Yes.
it scared me, bro, because I
scared
was
me.
like, I can't
I agree.
listen to
I already
this.
knew. Because you already knew. I came here and told Corey the
can't
same
listen
thing.
to it.
I came here and told Corey the same thing. I said, yo, listen to that Nas. How you feel? I said, first couple tracks, it was kind of rough. But once I got to, I just kept pushing. I'm like, all right, let me get, once I got to, I think it was either Bokeem Woodbine or Motion. That's when he really got in his fucking Nas bag. And it was the perfect mix. I feel like he actually found a really good mix of rapping like him and having new production. But those first tracks were like,
I wonder if Nas has anyone, I'm sure he does, but I wonder if Nas has anyone that helps him go through the songs and scrap and keep.
Hit Boy. I'm pretty sure Hit Boy. At that point,
But I think Hit Boy would be
four
back.
albums in, I think. So I
But
feel like
I
he
don't
has
know.
to be
I don't
part
know.
of
I
it.
never, of course, I never sat down with Hit Boy, but I'm assuming I would assume that Hit Boy would be biased because he made the beats. So everything's saying.
I mean, yeah, but he also you're dealing with Nas though too. And if you made all the, like for instance, if I made all the beats and there's only going to be 11 songs, what do I care which 11 you pick? I made every beat on it. So he may be a little biased, but he's producing literally everything. So like, does he really have a?
And then
reason
how do you say to Nas, I don't know about that one, bro.
How do you?
I don't know about that one.
How do you?
But you have to because, hey,
Yeah.
listen. If you are a legend,
Right.
to you, you're not a legend. You might know it, but you're yourself.
Yeah.
Sometimes you need someone to say, hey, let me help you protect your legendary status right now. As someone who grew up on your shit, this one here, this one ain't it, bro.
Yeah, sometimes I've seen somebody do that for Nas in a different way
as a
though.
consumer,
Like,
Yeah.
and what you expect, almost like the Louis Vuitton, like that don't feel like Louis. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You
it's a
mean
Nas.
if Louis pop out with like I don't know, but you know,
bro,
what-
I
if you
agree,
see
bro.
something, and you just
You
like
know.
there has to be
know
there's
what
a
I
high
mean?
level. I had this argument all
And I'm
the
not
time
for
with
Louis
people
Vuitton.
about
I'm not for
the
any of these
main artist
brands,
that
by
I'm
the
on the
way. Fuck
opposite
these
side
brands.
where how Bilal feel about most everything he made, who's one of my favorite artists all the time, is Eminem. And I feel like I go back and forth with people about this all the time because I know Eminem, since he's been older, there's been a lot of going back and re-diagnosing his success. There's been a lot of like, oh yeah, well, he was white, so he's going to sell X amount of records, which was true. But one thing about M is he was one of the coldest rappers that I ever heard with my 2 ears, and no one on fucking God's green earth, not a fucking argument from anybody, can ever convince me otherwise. That being said, it is not the same Eminem as it was. And I feel like it's tough when you're judging legends, but you set a standard for yourself as a legend. I can't help it that you came into a season dropping 37 and 18. Sorry,
I don't
that's
think.
the standard that
But
I
the
hold
thing
you to.
is though, the thing is though, like, it's fine. Not everyone keeps a certain high level of
Yeah.
creativity. His atmosphere that allowed him to be that creative had depleted. It had crumbled.
Yeah,
His
yeah,
friends
you're
had
right.
passed away.
You're right.
D12 was no longer
Right.
really
No
a
more.
thing.
Listen, no
he
more.
didn't have
even
the same
trauma.
relationship
Even
with
the trauma. His
Royce.
with his,
Things, you know what I mean?
No, but even to me, it wasn't even all that. To me, it was the lack of trauma to kill Eminem shit. And not saying he needed drama, but Eminem, the main
Some
thing with
people
him
do
was the
need
lyrical
that.
ability,
Some
and it was the
people do need
content.
that.
That's what separated him. All the things that he talked about, the content, the shit that he had, hating his fucking baby mom and being able to passionately rap about it and make that shit catchy. The relationship with his mother, trying to mend with his daughter, coming up, niggas training his fucking girl. Who's rapping about that? You know what I mean? So to me, once you're sober, rich, happy Eminem who loves your mom, it's like you're one of these white boys who's just trying to lyrical miracle me to death because the substance doesn't mean as much. When you made I Am whoever they say I am, and if I wasn't, then why would they say I am? In the paper, the news, every day I am. The radio won't even play my jam. That nigga was getting banned from shit, and then his shit was so popular that they had to fucking play it anyway.
But that's the thing, though.
You know
Is
what I
like
mean?
I do think that whatever fuels you, I think that people think that their creativity has to have a particular flavor of muse.
Yeah.
Your creativity, in all, let's assume and let's look at creativity as an engine,
Yeah.
a coal engine or whatever engine, fire.
Yeah.
You don't need to throw the same source of fuel into it to keep the fire burning.
Yeah.
Like, you gotta be able to understand that whatever fueled you at one point doesn't forever have to be your fuel. Yeah. And your creative output might change, but it don't have to get bad.
You know what's
it
crazy?
Don't have to become subpar.
I think he understands that, but it's just not transferring to me. I think he's found other stuff to rap about, and it's transferring to like a lot of people who like Eminem, but just as like a fucking early on Marshall Mathers LP.
The thing about his careers though is if you were to take Eminem now and separate him from his career, Macklemore would be better than him.
Yeah,
that's wild.
Yeah, Eminem now, and
why would you say that? Why would you say that?
If you were to take this Eminem and separate him from his past accolades, and just have what you have now, this version now, there's nothing in the past. There's no greatest rapper. There's no Killing Jay on his own shit. It's just this guy now is not as good as Macklemore.
Yeah, at his best. He's like the third
hard
best.
To swallow right there.
And that's not personal.
I feel like Jack.
That's not personal. It's just, I mean, that's as a consumer. I'm not speaking as a friend, as a nigga that's in the studio with these niggas because I've never been. I'm speaking as a consumer.
And to be
as
frank,
a motherfucker that listens to the music.
And to be frank,
that's how it feels.
Prime Eminem is by far and away the greatest white rapper.
I just had to make sure I heard it. Like,
absolutely.
There's not even anyone close.
There's
to him.
not even anybody.
Don't tell me about
close.
all respect to the Beastie Boys. Don't tell me about none of them niggas when it comes to rapping with Eminem. You know what I'm saying? But to me, it's like you can't rap about that shit forever. And I respect. Listen, as somebody who loves Eminem, I'm willing to sacrifice the music to have you be sober and be here. I'd much rather see you live your old sober life and raise your daughter than have you die or still be strung out for the sake of me getting good music. But to me, it's just like a damn, like that spot that you were in where you were just so fucking chaotic trying to control everything and you're getting $1 million. Even like Lose Yourself was like one of the fucking...
Lose Yourself, was great. To me, if we're going to talk hip-hop songs, if we're gonna make a top 50 list of hip hop songs,
it has to be on it.
Lose Yourself has to be in it.
It has to
and
be
I'm not
an
Eminem fan. My boy is an Eminem fan. I am not.
Yeah.
But Lose Yourself has to be on the top 50 list. There's gonna be a lot of niggas that ain't gonna like that.
The lyrical performance.
Come on, bro.
You have to like if you listen to the verse, he is rapping on that motherfucker.
Lose Yourself
There's no bubble gum
50,
on Lose Yourself. Like he goes from. Feel me? There's no bubble gum on Lose Yourself, man. Even how Eminem used to say shit, it's just not the same, man. Souls escaping through this hole that is gaping. Like you heard the fucked up shit. This world is mine for the taking. Make me king. Like that was my nigga. Like now I just feel like
now that you said it like that, your brother raps like Eminem, bro.
Yeah. He does.
I didn't even read that.
I told him that before.
I didn't even read that.
Yeah, he does. Because he has that voice, and I'm killing him, drilling him like he has that. You know what I'm saying? Type of joint where Eminem had that inflection. But
so I want to get to these topics from Brandy online, right?
Oh, word.
Shout out to Brandy who's hooking us up with. She's just sourcing topics. She see interesting shit. She's like, yo, y'all should talk on this. She sent one over that says, "Is AI alien technology?" With the government revealed that there is indeed has been a non-human organic being found in a UFO crash site, and the swift emergence and upgrading of AI, are they connected?
I feel like that's mad possible because I definitely feel like the government has every reason to hide every little discovery like that in general. I feel like the government then knew a lot more about extraterrestrials and alien technology or just the visitors that we may have. I feel like they've known a lot about that shit for years. And to me, people were so angry, but I understand why they don't tell nobody. People want to know the truth, but most of y'all can't really fucking handle the truth. If an alien shit comes down into the sky, bro, I'm not talking about the rational people. People will be jumping off of fucking roofs, bro. I promise you, it will be like doomsday. These niggas will lose their mind. They don't want them to. The government don't want to see that. They don't want to see that.
But they do, though. But the government does because they've been doing shit to kill us. There's atrazine in our water. There's fucking...
Yeah, but there's still enough of us
They want us dead.
Yeah, but there's still enough of us to buy. We're not going to buy stuff. If they kill us like that, there's still enough of us left that we can get up and buy and support the economy. If niggas start jumping off... Niggas ain't going to Walmart when there's an alien ship in the sky. Or maybe everybody
First of all, yes, they are.
Maybe everybody is.
They are.
I take that back.
That's the first
Everybody's
place
going to
niggas
Walmart
is
if there's an alien ship in the
Walmart
sky.
will be but
niggas might be looting though. I think
the next day.
I think the chaos that they're scared of. Because I don't feel like people can handle that moment in history. There are too many people whose roots are not. And I feel like there's a lot of people who are rationally, but I feel like I want you to think of every old black religious person that you know. Because I don't know anybody.
And that's another topic too.
You know what I mean?
But I don't think that they withhold things for the sake of the people's
No.
psyche.
Not for the sake of our psyche. For the sake of them. For the sake of maintaining whatever type of order they want to maintain and controlling whatever type of shit they've been controlling and still continue to want to control. They know if they give us too much information, motherfuckers is acting on it. People already listen. There's a bunch of motherfuckers
But that's
here
not necessarily true,
that lack
bro.
information that are ready to just go for no reason.
But this is,
You know
but
what I mean?
in America, I don't find that to be completely true, and I feel like we have great examples of that.
Yeah.
In America, when there is a global or local disaster or panic, people don't run away from the government; they run towards it. In America,
Yeah, but
we run towards.
But what we're
it.
talking about now is not interference with government. We're talking about interference with faith, fam.
No,
we're
but-
talking about people
we're
who
not,
are
though.
we're talking about people who are religious zealots, fam. That when they see something that they cannot explain, I've literally had this conversation with people.
When's the
before about
last time? Let me ask you this question honestly.
Yeah.
When's the last time a religious zealot has encountered something that they couldn't explain, bro? When they're encountering new things that are so far outside of the scope of what they believe and what they say is true, they immediately adopt it and make it make sense.
I understand. They do that all the
They
time.
immediately.
I definitely understand that.
These are demons.
And no, I know they can do that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Immediately, there's an explanation.
Yeah.
So like,
But even explanation,
You know what I
though, no matter what the all I'm trying to say is, no matter what the reaction, do you think the reaction of 4 billion Christian people when a giant ship in the sky is going to be good or rational? And would you bet on that? Because I would not.
But what I'm saying
Especially
is
the very scared in church every single day. If I don't know what it is, I'm going to panic. I'm waiting for doom. We have doomsday cults that will fucking activate if that happens. We have so much shit. So I feel like they've already taken all this into consideration because there's mad different people from mad different beliefs. The fact is the world is just full of irrational people that are waiting for some shit like this to happen to enact whatever irrational reality that they have.
I don't think that's why the government doesn't release shit though. I don't think that's even.
Oh, you don't
a
think
factor.
that's why they don't release shit?
I think the reason why they don't release shit is that our governments have been ran by fucking non-humans for centuries.
Oh
bro.
yeah, well that's definitely
That's my belief.
That's
I feel
100,
like
yeah.
I feel like the world has been ran by non-humans for centuries.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
felt that way since I was 13.
Yeah.
And I'm not lying to you. I felt like since I was 13 because pick out any organic being on the planet. Yeah. Every single organic being, every single organic cell, multi-cell, singular cell being on the entire planet only makes decisions that benefit its environment. They don't even have the ability to make decisions that would destroy its environment. How the fuck do we?
Yeah.
We're the only ones. We're the only beings on this entire planet that can systematically make decisions to destroy our environment.
Yeah. Other people don't even have the capability. You're right. You're right.
We're the
No other
only
being on
ones.
the planet has the capability to do that.
It's clear. It's been clear to me since 13 that whoever controls this world is non-human because all the decisions adversely affect the planet and humans.
Well, I definitely believe that could be true.
That's just where I come from.
But I also feel like they're keeping that. You can't let that secret out for, plenty of reasons. But I feel like that reason of the world is going to literally flip. Like if this is the world. Picture this table getting flipped upside down. If that information gets out to motherfuckers, like they're gonna like all
that
the
information is out, bro. People don't accept it.
Yeah, no, they don't. But I want you to think all it took was a nigga in an orange wig to say that he didn't lose to have 1,000 motherfuckers storm the capital of the United States.
That's not even crazy though.
You know what I mean?
That sound
It's
like
light.
It's light compared to
It's
shit
light.
that has happened.
It's light.
It's light.
It's light.
You
So,
know what I mean?
so to me, I just feel like there's so
It's
many
light.
irrational people in this world. When the most irrational thing happens that like they can't explain in history, I just don't have any faith that these millions of motherfuckers can hold their water. I'm not
They
sure
hold their
exactly
water if
why the
aliens show
government.
up?
They can, bro. They're gonna fucking. I don't have. Listen, I know we have faith. There's not a lot of you and me's walking around being rational out there. There's not a lot of rational people who's like, all right, well, let me think about this. Why are they here? This could be an interesting time in human history. 90% of people are just gonna be walking to their top floor.
You know what's so
know what
crazy?
I'm saying?
And I think that's because
I think it's crazy.
You know what's so crazy? You said, because that's irrational, right?
Yes.
That there's UFOs out there.
Yeah.
Now,
Is it though?
That's what I'm saying.
To people's
because
reality.
that actually might be rational.
It's very
but
rational
our
if you think about
mindset-
the scope of the
And
universe.
it's logical.
It's super
logical.
rational and super logical that UFOs
Right.
would be here.
But
But
our
that's
whole
why I know
lives-
people are going to lose their fucking minds because I'm trying to have a conversation with motherfuckers here about, yo, there's literally 10 billion fucking galaxies out there. Each of them galaxies have probably 1,000 fucking planets to support life. There's literally more planets possible to have life than you can have fucking rice, grains of grass on the earth. They can't count it. And these motherfuckers will look me dead in my face and tell me that there's no other life out there. So yes, I do think
But
if,
those people, I feel
when
like-
Independence Day come, they diving in the fucking river.
Don't say okay. Go ahead. Say your point. I want to segue.
Because I was going to say, we look at it like that's irrational.
Yeah.
But if it was to be true, it would actually be rational
would.
in a way that we think irrational. Our thinking of irrational is actually wrong.
Yeah.
Because they've been lying to us so much. That just shows how much our brains
No, absolutely.
How many strings they pull on our mental.
if you-
mental. You know what I mean? It's crazy.
It makes sense. There's something else out there.
quick
Started
plug.
like Stanley over here.
If you fuck with Billy Carson is I want to say an anthropologist, a black man who is deeply well studied on the ancient texts coming out of Sumeria, the Enuma Elish, the Emerald Tablets. He reads off-brand books in the Bible that people don't never refer to, like the Book of Deuteronomy, Book of Deuteronomy. Fucked it up. And he tells us he translates these texts, and he's like, yo, what's crazy is everybody's running around talking about what God this and God this, blah, blah, blah. These texts tell us exactly what the fuck happened. These are the original texts that people mistranslated 3 times over and then put in the Bible. And in this text, the one God that you think is a singular God is a couple gods, and they was actually evil. They wasn't fucking with this God and that God. And the gods were what they call the Anunnaki, right?
Anunnaki.
And the Anunnaki essentially were the giants.
Yeah.
The first giants, the ones that
Yeah.
came here and then created other giants and human beings and blah, blah, blah. But that sounds crazy. That sounds crazy on wax, don't it?
It does.
It sounds insane.
Sound crazy.
Why are there over 10,000 clay tablets dedicated to that history?
Yeah, there's a lot.
That sounds crazy,
Yeah.
but there are 10,000 clay tablets that are older than 5,000 years old, dedicated to that history in great detail.
And I don't even understand why people think.
But it's
giants,
insane, though.
I want to ask people, why are giants? Why are giants such like a stretch for? Because I ask people this all the time. I know there's the belief that like we weren't around. You know what I'm saying, when the dinosaurs were around. I get that, but we have paintings and hieroglyphics and drawings that show the dinosaurs. So let's just speculate that we were around when the dinosaurs were around. Every single other organism that lived on the earth around that time was about 10 times bigger. Giant fireflies, giant fish, giant fucking birds,
Turtles,
giant lizards.
alligators,
So if we were
sharks,
around,
birds.
do you think we would be the exact same size and not fucking change over 10? If we happen to be around the same time. Now, that's a whole nother argument because, there's plenty of scientists out there that will fucking scream at this video talking about
And
we
there's
weren't around
plenty that will
when
say
the
you're
dinosaurs were
absolutely
here.
right, Lum.
Yeah, there's a lot.
You know what I mean?
I got
So-
this from listen, there's a scientist who was banned from fucking this. He was studying shit. He was banned from speaking about it and talking about this. Like, if we were around when these things were around, we would be big as fuck because everything was big as fuck. It ain't because no fantasy. It's just because every species on Earth around that time was huge. Look up a dragonfly around the Jurassic period. They're this fucking big. So, like, if we were around at that time, I don't understand why it's so far-fetched
The
that people
Earth's
believe.
atmosphere was different. The hydrogen
Everything was
levels,
different.
The oxygen levels.
But to be honest, there's like 3 different
It's
versions of
supported.
history in the world, fam. If you really think about it, you got the religious version of history, you got the scientific evolution version of history. All these motherfuckers have different versions. You have some people who believe we only been here for 2,000 years. You know what I'm saying? To be real.
No, you're
So,
right.
like, to be real.
There's
like,
so many versions, but that brings me to my next topic. Also, coming from Brandy Online, was like, why? And this kind of leads directly because we were talking about like how religious people would handle aliens.
Yeah.
A good question is, why do specifically African American religious people handle African traditional religions as devil worship?
Even, what's funny? I have a story about that that's crazy. Some Africans even had no African traditions. Devil worship.
That's fact.
I have a friend.
That's fact.
I have a friend who I was trying
That's
to.
facts.
I was talking about the Black Madonna, and that's a whole nother conversation. I don't really
You're
get
trying
into.
to Black Madonna?
But talking about the Black Madonna and basically giving them an example, showing him, look, like the Pope. You know what I'm saying? The Pope prays to the Black Madonna. You know what I'm saying? In the Vatican, he prays to this statue of a black woman in the Vatican. This is the black. I'm explaining to him like a lot of the history. And as soon as I seen him, my friend from Africa, but he said, "Oh no, bro, that's a little god. We don't do little gods." And I'm like, no, Black Madonna has like a heritage and like, nigga, you're from Ghana. And there's a nigga from Ghana who was telling me about the Black Madonna and shit. And the heritage it had, he just started snapping because it was something. He's a Christian. He just started snapping. Oh, that's a little god. I don't know what that is. Da, 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 da. So it's not even just African Americans. It's like when you see something different, because a lot of people are religion. It's kind of like you're either of God or you're of the world. That's like the thing. So if you're not completely of any new discovery, then you are of the world and you're not. And you're completely.
And that's a dangerous thing, bro.
What we're doing.
Like, I'm not going to dive deep into the perspective of Christianity here and now. But I will say I think it's very dangerous to assume that things that you don't know or that are not in your handbook are the devil. Yeah. That's wild.
That's a cop out.
Yeah.
That's wild,
It's a
man.
cop out. Just do some research, bro.
That's
like,
wild.
Like, it's wild, bro.
And the reason why it's wild is because the people that wrote your handbook hated you. Yeah. The people that you think wrote it aren't the people who wrote it. King James. Two things about King James, real quick, and we're gonna get off of this because you're about to give me my.
Only King James.
You're about to give me my little teacher bag. Two things about King James.
I swear to God,
Two things about King James. For those people who are super anti-homosexual, King James was gay. Yeah. He was fucking the Duke of Buckingham. Pause. King James was gay. That's number one. Number two, before he commissioned the rewriting of the Bible with his name on the title, he wrote a book of demonology. That's facts. Yeah. King James wrote a book that lists all the demons and how to get in contact with them. Yeah. And then he had the Bible rewritten by a nigga who couldn't read certain languages. The nigga who rewrote the Bible for him couldn't read Sumerian. Yeah. But he rewrote the Bible. But hey, we're not finna get into that. All I'm saying is this. If you are a black person, don't be so quick to write off black people because they don't believe in what you believe in. Because there's two more things I'm gonna say about that. Number one, a lot of black people will show hate to other black people that are not Christian because they'll say something like, "Oh, you believe in that astrology stuff. I don't believe in it. I believe in my God. I believe in my God. I feel you. But how did the three wise men know Jesus was being born? What did they look at?
What did they look at, bro?
The stars. They looked at the stars.
It's literally in the Bible.
They knew that he was being born because they looked at the constellations in the sky and they said, any child being born tonight is him.
And you see now, these are the conversations
so
that make me say
then you're going to turn around and say, I don't do that astrology stuff. What are you talking about?
He would be on the roof. When the alien come,
that person would be on the roof.
He would be on the roof.
They didn't listen.
I'm telling you.
Secondly, the other thing is they'll say stuff like, you doing that devil worship, you out there collecting rocks. I don't collect rocks, I collect Jesus. I collect Jesus. You talking about someone being of Satan or something because they're collecting rocks and they like to have crystals in their space, but you make daily decisions that destroy the planet and call yourself godly. Yeah. This person is over here appreciating nature, something created by your God, and you are daily participating in the destruction of the planet, but swear that you are godly. Mm-hmm. How do those two things make sense? And so my only call to action is for people to take a deeper look into their daily habits and what they're doing versus what they say they believe. Because you say you believe something and you say you're down with something, but you spend every single one of your days contributing to the downfall of it.
What do your actions say you believe?
What do your actions? Because you, in Ghana, in the language of Twi, and I don't remember these exact words, but I remember the meaning. The word to eat, D, and the word to believe, which I don't remember, the word to eat and the word to think combine to make the word believe in the language of Twi. So the word to believe something is a combination of the word to eat and the word to think. You are ingesting your thoughts, and they become a part of you. What you believe is very different than what you say you believe sometimes. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like that's what we say, practice what you preach. And this ain't just for like black Christian people attacking non-black Christian people. This is for, anybody listening to the pod, bro. Yeah. You say that you're a certain type of person, but really examine your actions because they don't always match up. I guarantee that there is some belief that you claim to have that you don't actually have, because we all do that. Especially in a world where it looks good to look good.
Most people who walk around with that on their chest. I've met a couple people in my life who were super devout, like just great, like Christians are just of God people. Didn't judge anybody, you know what I mean? Walked and tried to walk and do good on it. Like I know certain people like that, but honestly, that's been rare. I've met one preacher.
That's the part.
I've met one preacher that I would ever trust to marry me in my life, and I've been in mad churches. Like I seen mad stuff go on, like as far as the church systems and everything. I seen people donate to church their whole lives and then not be able to have their funeral there because their family couldn't afford it. So like,
this is not a bag on Christianity. This is a call to.
This is a call on people.
This is a call for people, but specifically black people who are Christians to really examine how you treat people that are non-Christian and why. And if you are truly doing the things that you say you're doing, right? If you love God, then love God's creations, which is earth, because you wilding out on earth. You're doing a lot of shit that's destroying the planet on a daily basis, and you don't give a fuck about it. But you say that you love God. You gotta do more than that. And the only reason why I'm bringing that up is because I feel like we are very much so of black people in the black culture, you know what I mean? And there's, like we said at the beginning of the pod, there is a wide variety of black people. And you in some places, like we mentioned earlier, Atlanta, you can get every type of black person and in abundance. And so I think that the biggest issue that's facing our community has never really been white people, bro. White people have never been black people's problem. I know that's going to hit some people hard. White people have never been black people's problem. Our problem has always been the lack of unity. When the British came to Nigeria, the Nigerians were already at war with each other. When they came to Ghana, rewind it all the way back to when the Muslims came to the ancient kingdom. The niggas was already at war with each other. And when you already at war with each other, you can't sit around and get mad at somebody for manipulating your war. Yeah. You got to end it and bring the unity. You know what I mean? So that's on my preaching note, whatever, boom, boom, bow. Yeah. But I just wanted to get that off. Another topic that was on here that I felt like was a good one was it said, do you go to therapy? Why or why not? And I thought that was good to talk about because we are sponsored by House of Wax.
Yeah, for sure.
This is a good time to drop the commercial.
There you go.
Yo, I know the pod is getting good, but we have a message from our sponsors. Did you know that only half the adults with mental illness actually get treated?
Or the 2.5 million youth in the U.S. actually suffer from severe depression?
Our sponsors, the House of Wax, is raising awareness of mental disorders through knowledge, education, and music as a collective resource hub.
So let's normalize talks about mental health. To continue to raise awareness, for resources, visit the house at waxmentalhealth.org. And if you know someone in crisis, make sure you tell them to dial the crisis hotline at 988 because
you are not alone. Back from commercial break. You feel me? Do you go to therapy? Why or why not? How you feel about it, bro?
I don't go to therapy. I've always, because in my mind I've always just built it up to be a little too expensive for me at certain times. And I feel like when I could afford it at certain points, I just didn't go. I've been looking into it, like certain resources and shit. You know what I'm saying? Certain resources and stuff for it. But honestly, I feel like, I just have a hard time prioritizing myself. I be having a lot of people
that's real too.
You know what I mean? And even if I am prioritizing myself, probably have a hard time prioritizing, you know what I mean, the maintenance that it takes to really, you know what I'm saying, handle it. Because, I definitely feel like I could use some, but it hasn't been anything that's been really easy for me to really get into. I feel like there's always been a couple barriers there for me to try to get through to get there. And maybe that's just because of how I was brought up. You know what I mean? Maybe those barriers are actually invisible. But I've always just felt like there's been a little bit of a barrier there for me to try to get into therapy. For real.
Okay. I got into therapy. I got into therapy initially because an ex had asked me to.
Yeah.
And I felt like it was like she felt that she needed me to go to therapy.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother conversation. I felt like that was a little strange because I felt that it was more so me going to appease someone. Yeah. But I don't be feeling like I go to therapy, but I don't really be feeling like I be having the need to go. I just go because whatever. It's a black woman, you know what I mean? Yeah. And, sometimes you want to. Black men, we don't have a lot of people that we can spill, we can, what they say, spill the tea with.
No, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, because everybody in our life plays a delicate role, and not everybody can know your perspective that's going to,
yeah,
I guess, shake up their world.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we be having to hold in a lot of shit.
That's a fact.
And so I think that's why I was just like, I'm going to just go to therapy because I can't say everything to everybody. You know what I mean? And I ended up going to therapy and I enjoyed it. And I really just go to talk, man. I really just go to talk. And we just have conversation about, like, what's happening in life and blah, blah, blah. And I think that therapy, for real, is a good way to just talk some shit out. Like, I don't really suggest that everyone absolutely needs therapy. I don't feel that way. I don't think every person needs therapy. I just think that therapy is something that is deeply overlooked because it's been very anti-black.
Yeah.
Therapy has been very anti-black.
Yeah.
The spaces have not been welcoming. The spaces have not been friendly. And that's why I appreciate organizations like House of Wax that tries to make it more friendly and accessible, because it's not always friendly. You walking in there talking to a white person about you just don't get me. You don't understand. You know what I mean?
Low key, I don't always be trusting. I'm not too trusting of call me crazy. I'm just not too trusting of a lot of white people that's in positions of authority and medical positions and shit like that. And just as far as dealing with my personal information, like, I'm not that trusting as far as diagnoses go. Like, I was trying to tell somebody.
I'm not, but I don't go to psychiatrists though. I'm not about to let you diagnose me and give me pills.
Yeah, that's how I feel.
I don't trust
the diagnosis. I know somebody who's trying to get
some people need to, but I
was being real. I'm like, don't take him to like a white doctor for it. And they said, wow. I'm like, to me, I just don't trust it. It's hard to say, and I'm not saying a black doctor could be as untrustworthy as ever, but I do know that people want to sell pills.
No,
bro. So
to me, white doctors, and this is not me saying it. This is studies saying it.
Yeah.
Have a tendency of believing that black people don't feel pain. They have a tendency of feeling that black people are particularly more capable of violence. They just look at us as other.
I mean, to be frank, I had experience yesterday to kind of prove that. I'm literally studying right now to be a home health aide for my mom. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I can help her. You know what I mean? And get paid doing it so we can start, moving around differently and shit. And even yesterday, I'm talking to an older black lady who's been in the medical field for years, and she's explaining to us like a lot of these terms still haven't been updated for black people. Like, they're giving terms about colostomy bags and shit, and they're like, yeah, if the area is bright red or pink, then it's an issue. Black people ain't finna term bright red or pink. So what area is a black person's output of their colonoscopy bag? What color is that going to be? It's not going to be bright red or pink. It's going to be a different color. So we're going through these medical the study, and I'm going through the training, and she's stopping every couple seconds, and I want you to know, if it's black, it's going to look like this. If it's black, it's going to look like this. This is
and
a
you're
standard
lucky to have that.
Yes, because
if
she wasn't there. If she wasn't there, you know what I mean? I would have just.
You gonna be looking for a bright red,
some bullshit just because I read, and that's a book that taught the author training for the home health aides, and that shit is not updated.
And it never will be. And a few months ago, I had dropped a 20-pound bag of ice on my big toe. All right, let that sink in.
No.
Take yourself, close your eyes if you're watching the pod. Close your eyes. Take yourself there. Take yourself there. A big 20-pound bag of ice directly on the corner.
All I hear is
on the corner. The bag, all the pressure of the bag is on the corner of the bag, and it's bow, right on your big
And
toe.
wait.
Right?
So the ice wasn't even broke up. It was still the ice that you had. It was in one block of ice. Right?
Oh, it was a big block. Oh, it was fresh out the deep freezer.
Oh my God.
This bag needed a lot of chipping.
That is horrible.
You feel me? I drop it on my big toe. All right, I drop it on my big toe. I immediately start wiggling my shit. Like I get to like, all right, I gotta move it. If it move, we Gucci. I'm moving it. It's moving, right? I go a couple months, and then it starts hurting, like painful, like shooting pain. Like I'm feeling like there's been times where I just felt like I just couldn't put no pressure on the bitch. Yeah. And I'm like, I go to the doctor. She's touching on it, feeling on it. You know, immediately they'll be like, oh, like when I come in there as a black guy, they're just like, I can automatically feel that they don't take what I'm telling them serious. Yeah. And she's like touching on it, moving it. It doesn't hurt while she's moving it. She's like, well, I think it's fine. They didn't take x-rays. I'm like, I want an x-ray. She's like, I don't think. Why I got to force you to give me a fucking x-ray? God damn. Yeah. Anyway, don't you know this motherfucker hands me a paper for the gout? Talking about, well, maybe it's gout. Maybe it's gout. I dropped a 20-pound bag of ice on my big toe, and because I'm a almost 300-pound black man, you think I got the fucking gout? That's what I'm saying. They typecast you.
Yeah, they definitely typecast.
They just put you into this role like, oh, you probably have high blood pressure and a gout. No, I don't have high blood pressure. I be juice fasting, baby. Yeah. I'm Gucci. All right. I don't have the gout. I don't eat pork. I don't eat no parasites. I cleanse. I'm Gucci. My toe hurt. I need an x-ray. Yeah. I don't have the gout. Yeah. But they're going to typecast you because you're black. Yeah. And black people typecast black people. Yeah. But that's a whole nother convo, man. We'll get into that next time.
Yeah, for sure. This is a deep episode, you know.
Yeah,
it was everywhere.
Yeah, we got a little heavy with this one.
Yeah, I don't know if
aliens and God.
I don't
Which
know
one is more real?
Yeah, please, no flags.
No.
Please, with the NBA though.
Please.
No, we ain't even getting to the NBA on the actual pod. We talking about that pre-pod. That was pre-pod.
We gonna have to talk about that next time, man.
And I just want to say this: neither LaL or Lum stand against any particular organization dealing with Christianity, or we don't stand against anyone that has a particular belief. We just want you to be more open to how you say you believe versus the things that you actually do in your life. And if that statement makes you mad, then that means that there's something that you need to check within yourself. This has been a Lum LaL show, man. Sure. Like and subscribe, because that's how you keep the pod alive. Make sure you join the Discord. Merch is on the way, and it's been a hell of a day.
Hell yeah.
All right.
Definitely.
One love, baby.
Now look like you about to run for president. I mean, Lum. You got the whole phone.
What Nixon say? I am not a crook.
Yeah, there you go.
I am not a crook.
All right.
All right, y'all.
All right, peace.